party scene before? Raise your hands.
It's an awful lot of work. Betsy is, she knows the process. You assign every child a number.
Let me just have these two. You know what? You can sit down.
Audition them by their size as well as their dancing ability. Because the costumes are built for certain size ranges for certain parts of the ballet.
I like your eyeshadow. Okay. We're going to start and learn a section from the party scene.
Girls, pay attention.
So you're going to start, I'm going to have these girls demonstrate for you.
Zara's going to be handing out papers to all of you. First of all, you should all have gotten the white cover letter that just kind of welcomes you and your child to the auditions. And I just want to kind of put you all at ease. They will all get a part. We don't turn anybody down. The main reason that we do auditions is to build confidence, because as they pursue a dance or not, just having that confidence of going in and doing auditions. And as they get older, then auditions are not freaky and scary to them. So even at this young age, I know right now they're all excited and I'm gonna get a part and all this, but I assure you, yes, they all get a part. At this level, they all get a part. And of course, the part depends on who fits in which costume.
The kids come in, they fill out their information sheet, we measure their waist and head, weight and height, and assign them a number. And they go in and they learn a little dance and do it. And Betsy and Emily and Steven kind of all talk about which parts they would be good for.
So you might have somebody who's extremely talented, but too big or too little for a specific dance part. So a lot of times on audition, especially for Nutcracker, they'll say, well, this costume is built for somebody who's 4'2" to 4'4" tall. Shorter or taller, you can't do the angels or whatever it is. This year particularly, we have very little soldiers. They're really small kids, and our mice are going to be very tall dancers. Betsy sometimes rearranges that. We've had mice couples, we've had little mice and bigger soldiers. So it varies from year to year according to who shows up and who fits the costumes.
Mother Ginger's really a guy on stilts, because his skirt is enormous to be able to have 12 children underneath his skirt. And of course, their favorite color is purple, so we have this color. And then this one is for the party scene, which is the next level up. And depending if some of your kids are on the cusp, like they're an old 8, and this is like maybe their second or third Nutcracker, Betsy may have some of them do the party scene. But for the most part, everyone in here, the parts are going to be angels and polichinelles. They are both in Act 2. They are not in Act 1, so just so you know.
Go for it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Turn to the right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ariella, can you stand in the front? And let's see this group again. You don't have to.
Minus you guys.
Minus you guys. So once again,
we were awarded the best Nutcracker in San Diego. We have a full orchestra with it, and you don't have to buy the costumes. We supply the costumes. The production, just to do this year's Nutcracker, the budget for it is $250,000. Just to be able to do that. You could almost buy a house for that. But that is what it costs to put a production on. There are 8 public performances. There are 4 performances that we do special for school children during school hours. So on the Thursday and Friday prior to each weekend are the school shows. And they're done at 10:30 in the morning. So your child will probably be in one of those. So they'll have to miss school that day. But it is part of education. It's the education of the children that are coming to see it, to be exposed to classical ballet, as well as your child sharing their education of dance with the other children. So, and having that experience of dancing on stage in a professional setting. So you will be getting letters that that you will take to your school principal. And by law, we are required to have these letters signed. And basically what it's saying is that your child is a student in good standing at that school. In other words, the labor board in California does not want children performing if it's going to hurt their school academics. And they don't leave it up to us, they don't leave it up to the parent. They leave it up to the principal to decide whether being in this kind of production is going to hurt the child's academics.
Yeah, we came to San Diego in 1987. My wife and I and our little daughter at the time, Ariana, we came to work at United States International University, and we were directing the ballet program there. People started asking us to come and teach. So I kind of developed a reputation for teaching in the area and developed my own following, and eventually we decided to open our own school. So in 1992, in the fall of 1992, we found a location in Pacific Beach, a suburb of San Diego, right on the water, and we opened our school there, and we had, I think, maybe 2 students when we started, one of which was my daughter. And within a few months, then we had 30 students, and then we had 60 students, and then we had 90 students, and it kind of just took off.
So you've got back up a little bit. You've just done march 1, 2, 3 together with your right foot. Chassé, coup, pas, step, assemblé. Everybody should have their right foot front in 5th. Now you put your hands on your waist and you do on your right. Step, hop, in, out, look right, look left. Turn, face the side, step, hop, in, out, look right, look left. Face back. 3, 4, in, out, look right, look left, face side. 2, 3, 4, in, out, look right, look left. Good, good.
So, did you all get a part?
Yes.
Did? You know what you're doing? Yes? No?
Yeah, partly.
Partly. Okay, we'll have to find out what that means. There will be a list where it is who's doing which roles, and they put their names, so if you can always check that list. I think they try to have that up within a week. Okay, so how many of you here have done our Nutcracker before? About half. No, less than half of you.
So you could be like, I know he's not here right now, but when you have a Rat King, be happier and more excited about the fact that he's like on stage. Yeah, the people over here just get into your little group. The chassés are fine. Those shuffles back need to be closer to parallel. I've got some people shuffling back in like this giant sort of position. So chassés in 2nd, those are good. Shuffle back, parallel. Get your legs a little closer together. What you might have to do when you get shot by the cannon is once you're close to the cannon, when you realize they're going to fire, you might need to back yourself up and get shot a little closer to center, because it is true, if you get shot right on quarter, then the people who are carrying you really don't have a choice. They have to take you straight back, and they're going to take up the Nutcracker. So get close to the cavalry and then back up toward the end of it, so that when you do your little thing, it's closer to center. That way they have a clear path back.
I mean, these are so expensive. Should I go just for that?
There's one that has a headshot. Did you want one with a headshot?
Well, that makes better? Okay, let's find out.
Her thing is not his.
That's just a photo. Okay. What's the one we find? On Matt. Charlotte. What?
Bend the knee a little more, clap. That's it. Cute. Can you say take it? They're in the case that has the packs. Yes. Beautiful.
Let's go.
wait for that, Emily. Crash, and then when you're in that position, it's not towards the mirror then. You finish at this position and then it's right here, and you go crash and wait for the crash to finish and just kind of just follow what she does.
We wanted to be community inclusive with this production, and we were thinking about children that go to other schools who don't have their own Nutcracker production. We have very good relations with many of the local schools in the San Diego area that do not have their own Nutcracker productions, and we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful for other students besides our own to be able to come and perform in a Nutcracker, in a professional Nutcracker production. So we formed an alliance with 2 of the other local schools here in San Diego, and we have a very good relation, like I said, and they come and they audition with our own students, and we use them since we have 2 different weekends. One weekend we have only the City Ballet students, our own students, and then the second weekend we use the students from the other 2 schools, and it's worked out wonderfully, and it also brings us a larger audience. It brings us the audience, the parents and friends and relatives of the students from the other schools, which is always very good for our ticket sales as well.
I actually danced for City back in 1996, probably for a period of 4 or 5 years when, prior to them starting their their company that they have today. And we did a lot of weekend rehearsals, all day Saturday and Sunday, and we did the Nutcracker, dancing on Saturday and Sundays. So
now, Abby, you have to keep moving at all times. Don't stop. Come on.
Our choreography was originally choreographed by Betsy, and so we just do the same choreography that she's been doing for years, and it takes the kids about 30 minutes to learn what they have to do. They're really talented kids. And then we just rehearse it over and over and over again until it's perfect. When we get closer to the production, the boys and girls will go to City Ballet and they'll do a rehearsal there in full dress, costumes, and we do generally 1 rehearsal and then 1 dress rehearsal, and then we go to the theater and have a dress rehearsal, and then we're on stage dancing a week after that.
Actually, Joanne had sent me an email and asked me if I would be interested in participating. And of course, we were very excited about participating with Nutcracker with City Ballet. And so that's when we started. It was about 5 years ago. Well, my younger students rehearse here in my studio, the Angels and Polichinelles. And then when the girls are ready and they're 9 years old, I send them down to City Ballet to audition for their older parts in Party Scene, Mice, Russian, Battle, and anything else they're eligible for.
Wave, and good. And curtsy.
So we get all the steps down. We have to also get the girls to dance together, which is sometimes a little challenging because of the age, but for the most part, they really do well.
Now run in a circle. Good. And first position, plie, 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 and heel, heel.
The girls basically will rehearse, we'll work on rehearsing the steps,
being musical and with the music and being on time and maintaining their placement and of course knowing where to go. Point your beautiful feet, please. It's always important to point your feet and smile. When I was studying dance, I studied at American Ballet Theatre as a child and all the way up into almost adulthood, or I guess adulthood, mid-teens. I saw people rehearsing every day, the professionals rehearsing. I saw them in class, I saw them in rehearsals. Whereas at my studio, everyone is so young, they don't get the opportunity to see professionals working and dancing and taking class. So this opportunity to be in the Nutcracker actually gives them an experience of rehearsing, being on stage, working with professionals, seeing how they go and take company class, warm up, practice, and then finally the show, and also being with a live orchestra, which is something I don't think these children would have had the experience to do if City Ballet hadn't offered us the outreach, which we're very thankful for too.
I was the Russian variation. I was well suited for that. That was actually my intro into the world of ballet. As I got several years before that, I was good at all the tricks and leaps, and I could do backflips and all the kind of character moves. So that's how I got involved. And interestingly enough, when I came back to the company in 2005, that's what I did. And I was amazed at how much better the dancing was. You know, all the leads were professionals, many with international experience. And so I said, they got something really good here, and we need to build up a music program that's appropriate to the level of the dancing on stage. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting their South Bay debut, the City Ballet Orchestra and Le Chocolat. I just went to Steven and said, you know, I know it's kind of, we've been having trouble getting consistent music over the years, and told him that, you know, I was a conductor and I had a lot of contacts in the community, and if, you know, I could probably put together an ensemble that, you know, could play the score, and more importantly, I could make sure that it is what the dancers need. And so that was the first idea we got, and then I had kind of just got a group of people together, and we worked on it. It was a big challenge because, you know, we have money is tight, you know, but it's said from the get-go it's going to be a professional orchestra doing professional performances. So this is what it pays. This is what we're doing, and welcome aboard, let's go for it. And then we just kind of kept track of what worked and what didn't work, and every year I got to the point where people would start calling me looking for an opportunity to play. So now, yeah, it's well established. There's only very few opportunities in San Diego to play classical music in the theater. I can only think of about 3 off the top of my head, and City Ballet is one of them.
two. There's Keely, and she is, she's in Party Scene, and she is, let me see, what else is she? Oh, she's Russian. And then I have a little Polly Chanel. This is her first year. She's been waiting for 3 years to get to this point.
And Chinese.
My daughter is Emily. She's right here. Emily. Yep. Mm-hmm. She's in Party Scene, yes, and Soldiers and Russians. Yeah, it's her first year doing this part, so it's exciting.
She's been with City Ballet for 3 years, and so we're really proud of her. So we're supporting and everything like that. So, thanks.
And this one is a headshot as well.
Hers.
So what's your right?
Party Scene.
Excited?
Yeah.
Tage has been dancing since she was 5, and she just recently started here at City Ballet as a trainee. So she will be dancing in Giselle and the Nutcracker. And yes, very exciting. She's more than thrilled to be here at City Ballet and dancing with the company.
I'm a snowflake, and I'm a sugar plum fairy attendant, and I'm in Waltz of the Flowers.
Well, I have to stay here for Battle Scene. So does Erica.
I have Battle Scene after.
I do Calvary, Lead Polichinelle, and Angels. This is actually my first year. Well, I've done the Nutcracker, but this is my first year in Party Scene and Soldiers. I cannot put my hair in a ponytail, so...
It's goes under?
Yeah, under.
Sorry if this hurts.
It's okay.
What you need to do is have some bobby pins.
Boys, follow her, follow her. Who's the boy? Girl, who's the tickle girl? And you go 1, 2, 3, and now the girls follow. At the very beginning, you know when she does this bourrée across and she does pirouette to arabesque and then promenade and here and she goes up, make sure that you really get her up into 5th position. Really support her there. And then when she does the tour, the second tour in second, I think, yeah, we just need to make sure you get, now what happens after that? Here again, make sure you get her on her leg. Now, when you come to the corner and she does soutenu and you do soutenu, you're doing soutenu here and then look here. It should be soutenu and right away you look right into the arm there. Watch when you do this. Whenever you come into the corner, follow her arms. Stay with her. But what I'm saying is your arms are almost the same, but you're doing different timing. Just watch what she does. That was nice. This is really nice. You can just hold on to him. Just put your hands up. Hold. That's fine. Watch your arms. You know when you go from the corner and you do this, make sure that your arms don't go. You start here, right? They kind of do like they like. Is it supposed to be a diagonal? Then stretch your wrist. Don't. That's it. That's it. It kind of almost looks like a tulip. Yeah, right. Don't do that. Just really stretch. Are you looking to the front on that, or? That looks nice if you really open the torso that way.
I actually started with gymnastics with my sister Janelle, and My first ballet teacher came into the gym one day needing a gymnast for a ballet part. And she chose my sister. And I went in the first day of her practice, and ever since then, kept dancing. And that was pretty much how I started. I did gymnastics and ballet for a while, and then I stuck more into ballet. I wanted to do like some sort of ballet summer program, so I researched online and found City Ballet, and I went in around spring break, got accepted into the summer program, so I came out in August, visited my sister, and we had kind of already made the decision to move at that point. We weren't very happy in Sacramento, and we were just hoping that I would get accepted into City Ballet, and thankfully I did. I got a traineeship, and then shortly thereafter I was an apprentice. Jeff Gonzalez. Oh, I mean, we're buddies, and like from day one we've been such good friends, and we hang out outside of ballet. So it's always good when you have a relationship with your partner that's based on friendship as well. I think we both learn from each other. He works really, really hard. He loves what he's doing, and he's so happy to be doing the parts he's doing.
Almost there.
First memory I have of like a recital, I think I was 7 or 8, and I was like a bluebird or something, and then I think I did a tap dance to like Jim Jiminy or something from Mary Poppins. Gerardo, he is such an amazing partner, and he's come so far. He actually had a really horrifying injury a couple of years ago, and just to see where he is now, I mean, he's even better than before, and it's just incredible to be a part of that, watching him, just go out there and shine, because, I mean, he went through something so horrifying, and it's inspiring to watch because he came out of it better than ever, and it's pretty cool to be dancing with him.
I guess I didn't think about what happened, and I guess that was an accident, because, I mean, you can't say like there was a mistake or something. It was just I was making a big jump. I was making a rebel tap. Once I land, I heard something very loud on my knee, and I turned the ACL, broken. And anyway, that was pretty hard. That's one of the worst things that could happen to your knees, like a dancer, like an athlete, or whatever. So that was pretty hard. But I am lucky. I have background, some experience, so that was pretty good, because I could take it like okay, this is time for a long break. Finally, I have ACL reconstruction, and which is from a cadaver ligament. They attach the cadaver ligament, that's a tissue, and they use 2 screws of titanium, like kind of long. So that's kind of fancy surgery, and yeah, that's it. That was 1 year off, the whole year off.
There. What is that?
Oh, this is Lucas.
Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas.
Hey, Luke.
What's that?
Okay, the men parents. The men parents, when you do this, this is a plie. This is not a piqué. It's not a piqué pas de bourrée. It's a plie pas de bourrée. And a step plie pas de bourrée. Okay? I know you guys. All right, let's go on to the mice. Battle scene. Can you do this?
Because it's hot and you're jealous.
You know what? I think you should put the elastic on the inside of the thing.
Really? Like under your actual...
The costume. It's under here.
You mean like actually
On the
under her
inside.
chin, under
So you
her-
don't see that because the gray is not the same color as...
Okay. Like it's on your neck.
Can you see anything?
Oh yeah. It's like
sorry.
It's under the costume.
It's under the costume. You need to tell everybody they need to do that.
The Nutcracker is an old ballet, written originally in 1892. It was on commission, if you can believe that. The original choreographer, I think it's Petipa, was told to make a ballet, or he wanted to make a ballet of this story by E.T.A. Hoffman, who wrote the original story. And he said to Tchaikovsky, the composer, he says, you know, I need a waltz about 9 minutes long. And I'd like a mazurka, and I'd like, and he listed the tempos and how long, because that's how a collaboration between a choreographer and a composer happens. And not all ballets are made that way. A lot of times it's an existing piece of music that a choreographer just says, I love this music, I want to make this. But instead it came the other way around. The choreographer says, I need music. And Tchaikovsky wrote to his script, essentially. Now, over the years, because we didn't have film back then, and they didn't have a way of writing down what the steps were, dancers who danced the ballet passed it on one to another. And it wasn't a real popular ballet, and it wasn't performed a whole lot until actually George Balanchine opened his production in the 50s, 1954, I think, and with his remembrances of what the Nutcracker was all about. And if you go to different productions of Nutcracker, you will see a great variety of actors, dancers, story even, depending on the interpretation. And so Betsy's carried a lot of the choreography that has come down to us through the Russians, but at the same time, in growing this ballet, there have been times when you maybe didn't have a dancer capable of doing one part or another in Act Two particularly, the Spanish dances or the Chinese or the Arabian dance. And so she's kept the feeling of what she wanted, but she may have changed the choreography. For instance, Mirlitons is usually kind of a shepherdess dance, and they still have little flutes. But her choreography for that has changed 3 or 4 times because there was at one time a male with 2 ladies dancing, and maybe some, I'm not sure if there was a few corps de ballet dancers behind them. But now it's 4 young ladies. And it's absolutely wonderful choreography. And sometimes, but each ballet company does a little bit different, but they keep the music, they keep the essence of the story. And ours is more child-oriented production, although instead of calling the dances in Act 2 chocolate, tea, and coffee, we call them Spanish, Chinese, I'm not sure coffee, but Russian, for instance. We've always done our Nutcracker at Spreckles Theatre. It's been a wonderful theater to work in. It's historic. The fact that the theater was built in 1912, and people like Enrico Caruso sang there. Pavlova danced there one time. The theater itself is a lovely backdrop for that particular production because of the decorations. The stage is a very nice stage for our Nutcracker production, because it is a nice deep stage and we can use our sets effectively there.
This comes down, that's the park hands upstage?
Yeah, that should be the...
Okay, so it looks like they're plugged in here.
The stage manager is in charge of the production as it rolls on stage, cueing all the lights, cueing the cannon, cueing the fog.
Through a zillion 4.
Not in dimmers. You have to patch it. In dimmers, you're going to bring one dimmer out.
And it's not just default patch 1-to-1? Right to the edge of the proscenium, Dave. Yeah. Or like, let's say the same place these are. All right, so which is about a foot on. Let's do that.
I'll get a number and make it.
All right.
Yeah, we're
What's going on?
Okay. 7.
Right now, what we have to do is get everything flying so it's on the pipe. Once it's on the pipe, there's just what we hung on that pipe. Whatever's on that pipe out there needs to be hung on these ropes here, so it counterbalances it.
Sometimes this is a hemp house where an actual counterweight system that's in a theater has a track that's on the wall that the arbors ride up and down and counterbalance that. So you have someone loading at the top, maybe working on the floor. We're up here, there's not room like that. So this is the best place to work. This line here goes up to a wheel, down to another wheel, and ties to the Sunday. And you pull that up, that takes everything up. So you have to untie from the pin rail. You do that, and then when you want to come in, you grab all the lines and you pull that in. It comes in. Rigging is more like when you see on a ship, you know, where it kind of all originated from. Okay, you ready for it?
Coming at you very easy. All right.
Yeah, each light that we've hung now has to be, we have to go up and point to exactly where we want. And then we'll do the second electric. There's 4 electrics over the stage. Okay. So then we'll come back, we'll do the second electric, and then the third electric, and then the fourth electric. Oh, I forgot about the booms. There's more than 120 lights. There's closer to 150. All the booms then need to be done. All the stuff out in the front of house needs to be done. So it's a process that, with any luck, will be done by 5 o'clock. I need to get done in order to look at some lighting tonight during the rehearsal. And if the light's not focused, it doesn't do us any good. And soften it up a little, thank you. That's good.
Yeah, Dave, sorry.
That's good. Can we
Ready to move on stage.
Can we go next? Next, please, Dave.
He's got the numbers of the lights. They're up there. Punch in the next number of the light that's next on the line set.
Ah, look at that. It actually came up. Parnell, tip it down.
Stop.
Evan has done this before on numerous occasions, so he knows pretty much what I want. He's used to working with me, so he knows what I want. It makes it a lot easier. I don't have to be all that explicit. That's the onstage light, right? Coming up a little bit. Actually, that up a little bit. Good, right there. Yep, there it is. It's still there. This one right here. That's the Mother Ginger line set hanger. It's an endless.
Oh, okay.
And we hang it from here so that the frame is flat, and then they put the skirt on it.
Okay.
And then during the show, it's up. We fly it up out of the way until right before she gets on it, and then we actually fly it down onto her.
Okay.
And she gets set up.
Other than that, no, I'm not doing any theatrical work at the moment because I'm all ready to go, but we're just waiting on the other departments to get their chores done, like lights, getting the lights focused, and props, getting all her stuff done. We got the Marley laid today, so we're in pretty good shape now. We're just, trying to get all the elements together, get ready to do a little show rehearsal this afternoon. Or actually, I think they're going to do blocking rehearsals. So.
The blocking rehearsal, which is basically just when the dancers come in and they start to get used to the size of the space, that will be starting at 6. And then we set the scenery in place, and they get used to where the scenery is.
First we'll do a blocking rehearsal, which is you get on the stage with a set for the first time. And you have to realign things a little bit according to, there's a sofa on one side of the stage and a staircase that you haven't seen before if you've never been in the production. So you have to accommodate the Christmas tree, the presents out front, and you have to space yourself. That's the first rehearsal in the theater. And that usually we don't have the well, we try to get the orchestra as much as possible because they need the rehearsal with dancers, because playing music for ballet is different than playing symphonic music, because you have to think about the tempos that the dancers actually can handle. Whether it's too slow or too fast is very, very important to how good a production looks.
Gerardo or something go through the center, and then the other two guys go on the inside.
The dress rehearsal, we'll do one in the evening, Wednesday evening, full costume, and then the next morning we'll have a dress rehearsal. It's a special student show, but it's still a dress rehearsal. That one will not have an orchestra because our orchestra either goes to school or goes to work in the morning. So only our evening rehearsals will have an orchestra before we actually go into the theater full time.
Very good. Now run straight down. You see the piece of tape right there? Good. Stop right there, Colleen. Good. Let's see how we're going to do this. Katerina and Paulina, back up so you're on this other piece of tape. You see this tape? Right, go back to there. Let me think about this for a second. Are you in a line with each other?
Looking forward to this morning's performance. We have one tonight, which is going to be the opening night. And yeah, let's get this show on the road. What do you think?
I'm ready.
It's about time, huh? Well, you know what? It seems like it goes by in a flash, and it seems like it takes forever to get over with. It's like that dual, what is that, Einstein's theory of relativity. At the same time, things like they're going like really fast, but they're actually going really slow.
Time-space continuum.
There you go. Little Doc Brown for you.
Never had much
shop.
You never had wood shop?
No, they were
I had
too
welding.
afraid.
I had welding in 8th grade. Can you believe that? They gave me a welder. I was like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just not even funny.
No, my high school, they were too scared to give me anybody sharp objects.
They gave me metal, and they gave me an electrode welder. And they're like, here, have a good time for 6 months. And I'm like, okay. And I built like a sculpture. It looked terrible. But the fact was that I was making something. I walked out of there smelling like a welder. I thought I was like a man. I was like, yeah, look at me. I'm like 10 years old. I have a welder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They got me on stage.
Alright. Maybe not tonight. It's too late. Wait.
Yes, waiting in the wing for when my cue is I'll hop on stage.
This is the 8th year doing the Nutcracker, but the 5th year doing the party scene. And I've been a child and an adult in the party scene now. So we've done it so many times by now that whether there's an audience or not, it's just fun. So, I mean, we're not going to mess up because we already know it so well. I hope.
I make sure the stage is all set and ready to go at the top, coordinate with all the crew members, and then for the show itself, I call all the cues, all the lights and sound and the railings coming in over drops and such.
No, we're doing wonderful. We're going to have a fabulous show. And I'm just getting the flowers ready for the presentations. So I always hang out down here in the dungeon doing this. It's awesome.
Watch me, cellos for my...
And that's an intermission, which is halfway through the program, and it would be the time to use the restroom. So you stay.
I don't know, sometimes I know you think and you feel like I'm like behind or something, but sometimes it's just like the transition between one to the other.
Good. Ready. Sweet. Anything else?
I know.
Oh, it's the big night. We're all very excited. Yeah.
Push off. Try to lock your arms and push off. Okay. So you have to keep that elbow bent. This one you can straighten if you need to, but this one you need to keep in. So you can't do that. So otherwise it's your shoulder.
Can you lower that a little bit?
Yeah, that's okay.
I feel like it.
Get the triple. There.
It's going good. Opening night, yeah. Trying to keep the energy up because it's.
One normal picture. Stop moving. Okay.
Well, you know, it is spectacular today, but it's certainly not the production that we started with. We opened this production in 1995, and we felt that San Diego needed a really professional ballet company. We had seen all the local companies' productions, and we felt that we could do something a little bit better. So, and a lot of elements came into place at that time. We started looking for scenery and costumes. We didn't have enough money to build a new production. And it so happened that a friend of mine, Bruce Stivel, who was directing the Nevada Ballet Theatre in Las Vegas, told me that they were going to sell the production, their Nutcracker production, the sets and the costumes, because they were planning on building a new one. So they sent us a video and they sent us photographs, and I fell in love with the production. I was actually wondering why they needed a new one, because I thought the one they had was so charming and beautiful. And also, we had access to the beautiful Spreckles Theatre here in San Diego, right downtown, which is a very European-style theater with very, like a European jewel box, I call it. It's got crystal chandeliers and carpeting and kind of earth-toned sepia colors, and I thought, gee, this production that we're looking at from Nevada Ballet Theatre would fit in perfectly because it had the same color scheme as the theater. So actually, when the curtain goes up, it looks as though the stage is just an extension of the rest of the theater, which is something that I think has been very appealing to everybody who's ever seen the production. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is all the boys are good.
It's all the really good ones too.